Hi, everyone. Today we are going to be talking about something that you might not like the answer to. And that is the big question that I see in all the Facebook groups and that I get from many, many followers and listeners. What diet should I do that is best for Hashimoto's or hypothyroidism? And for those of you who don't know me first, my name is Amie Hornaman. I'm a functional medicine practitioner, and I specialize in treating thyroid conditions and hormone imbalances. So let's talk. The answer to that is the one that fits best for you. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you all have different, we'll call them comorbidities. Sounds so horrible. Sounds so morbid, doesn't it? So this is going to be a game changer for you, and you can probably hear the excitement in my voice. The latest introduction, the latest member of the family to the Fixxr line is Metabolism Fixxr. And this, oh my God, I formulated this just for all my people out there that need to lose weight, that need help in the weight loss department, that can't lose weight no matter what they do, that feel like they have a slow metabolism, and it might be thinking of trying all those peptides out there, you know, the Beverly Hills soccer mom drug of choice for weight loss peptides. Or even if you're on them already and you're like, man, these are really expensive and I'm still not losing weight, add in Metabolism Fixxr. Here's what I did. I took the power of T2, which increases your basal metabolic rate while you are sitting there watching Netflix. You're burning fat while you're watching Netflix. I combined it with a very unique patented ingredient called Suppressa. Suppressa has multiple clinical trials backing its efficacy in reducing your appetite, decreasing snacking, and providing way more control over your food intake. It is amazing. We also see improved emotional well-being, just decreased food cravings all around, reduced hunger, and weight management. Add on top of that, we have green tea extract, we have purple forest purple tea extract, both of which affect the metabolism in a very positive way without the jitters of normal fat burning supplements out there from the 1980s and 90s, right? The ones that made you feel like you're having a heart attack. You will not have that in any of my supplements, Thyroid Fixxr or Metabolism Fixxr. But Metabolism Fixxr, ooh, yeah, we kicked it up a notch. It is in powder form, so you can drink it through your day. It's going to flavor your water. We got orange crush and refreshing citrus. I love them both. It is going to keep you under control all day long. So you throw a couple scoops in your water bottle in the morning, throw a scoop or two in your water bottle throughout the day. You will have fat burning and appetite control the entire day for what? An eighth of a price of the peptides? Oh my God, you can't go wrong. So grab some Metabolism Fixxr today. Please let me know how you do on it. I am super excited for you. Super excited. You all have different comorbidities that go along with having hypothyroidism or Hashimoto. So Hashimoto's, as we know, is the autoimmune form of hypothyroidism. 90% of all hypothyroidism is Hashimoto's. So even if your antibodies have been tested one time and they came back negative, you have about a 90% chance that you have an autoimmune condition that is causing your hypothyroidism. Now, of course, there is cellular hypothyroidism, there's secondary, there's glandular. So that accounts for that other 10% of hypothyroid cases. So with that, we have to look to see what are the other conditions, health conditions, disease states, situations that are going on with you. Things like, do you really have adrenal fatigue? Is that something that we need to take into account? Adrenal fatigue is very rare. I'll save that for another video. But we have to take that into account. What about insulin resistance? Many times insulin resistance will go hand in hand with hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's. So that system starts to become affected as it is part of the endocrine system when the thyroid gland starts to shut down or become destroyed from antibodies being present. So we have to see, do you have insulin resistance? Borderline type 2 diabetes? Are you full-blown type 2 diabetic? Are you an insulin-dependent type 2 diabetic? That will then determine what diet is right for you. Now, other conditions, health situations that we want to look at would be your gut health. Do you have leaky gut? Do you have other autoimmune conditions such as Crohn's, celiac disease, which we see oftentimes with Hashimoto's? Do you have rheumatoid arthritis, or is your CRP elevated, your C-reactive protein? All of these factors come into play for us to determine what eating regimen, diet, nutrition plan, whatever you want to call it, your eating for life plan, which one is right for you. And then we have to look at you as an individual. So what's your schedule like? Do you have kids? Are you running a business? Are you running around like a chicken with its head cut off? Do you need something portable? Now, just because you might be busy, as we all are, and you might be running around like crazy, that does not mean that you can eat fast food and processed food, and we're going to allow that. There are certain parameters, and we just have to work to find you a personalized plan. So all of that being said, I told you, you just want the right cut to the chase. You just want that cookie cutter. Here you go. Here's what to do. So all of that being said, I would say your best bet is to follow a low carbohydrate diet. Maybe ketogenic. Maybe you go that far in testing your ketones. Maybe you get a keto mojo meter and make sure that you are in ketosis. You're already testing your glucose, like I tell you guys to do, to check for insulin resistance. Maybe you get a keto mojo and you start testing your ketones too. That by far, if you think about that particular way of eating, it is gluten-free, which many of you have to be, especially if you have Hashimoto's. Nothing processed except for the occasional cream cheese that you find in a keto recipe. So nothing's processed. There's no artificial sweeteners used. Obviously, we're limiting the use of, or completely eliminating the use of sugar, even in forms of like the cane sugar and coconut sugar. We really focus when we're looking at a low carb diet or a ketogenic diet for a person. We're focusing on monk fruit, erythritol, swerve sweetener, stevia. So all of the sweeteners are very, very pure. And then we focus on the good fat. So the concept is there, right? You really can't go wrong with the concept. So if you held a gun to my head and you made me answer that question for you, I would say in general, a ketogenic or a low carb diet is going to be compatible for you to do with hypothyroidism or Hashimoto's. Now, the last thing I will leave you with that answer is that I have seen people do this wrong. So am I a fan of the ketogenic diet? Yes, that's what I practice as well. But I always say that is the one eating regimen that is backed by a huge amount of medical literature. A ton of research backs that ketogenic diet. But people mess it up all the time. All the time. This is the one diet that you can really do wrong and you feel it. Like you might gain weight. People say, I'm gaining weight on keto. It's probably because you're doing dirty keto and you're eating a ton of cheese and cream cheese and bacon and pork rinds and lunch meat. Or every night you're making a casserole that contains a block of cream cheese. Or you're using butter in your coffee. Or you're going through half of a container of heavy whipping cream in your coffee every morning. There are ways to do this incorrectly, and there are ways to do this correctly. So I do suggest working with a practitioner that can lead you, that can design a personalized plan for you so that you can get on track and really kind of get this under your belt, get used to it first. But that would be my answer if you held a gun to my head. But my in general answer that you probably don't like is you have to find what's right for you. The way that you eat must pair up with your health status. So don't be vegetarian if you're low in B12 and if you have insulin resistance. You're going to have to be relying on carbohydrates, and that's going to work against you. You have to pair up your eating regimen with your health status. Now, you might need somebody to help you with that, but that is my ultimate message to you, there is no one size fits all. There's no cookie cutter plan. You can ask this question on every single forum on Facebook, and you are going to get 5 million opinions. And we know opinions are like some body part because everyone has one. That's the old saying. So you're going to get a ton of opinions, but no one knows you, and no one knows your health status, and no one knows what your blood work looks like. So that eating regimen must be paired up with you and for you. You cannot simply do what some person's mother's cousin's best friend did and it happened to work for them. That might not work for you. It's great to get all these different opinions, but it actually might confuse you just a little bit more. So I hope that this helps. This might have confused you a little bit more, I understand. But if anything, if you take away anything from this, it is to get with a professional to lay out a personalized plan for you. If you have tried keto or low carb and have failed, get with a professional to lay out a personalized plan for you. If you think that going gluten-free is too hard, but you have Hashimoto's, get with a professional to lay out a plan for you. I promise it's not that hard. And we can definitely find something that fits for you, just like a glove. Just like a glove. We'll find it and it'll fit and it will work. So that is my message for you in terms of what diet is best for me with Hashimoto's and hypo. Thank you so much for listening to the Thyroid Fix podcast. As always, please share this with anyone that you know that needs this information. And I guarantee you there's a lot of people out there and in your life who do. Also, please remember that anything that you hear on this podcast is not intended to diagnose or treat. So you always want to check with your doctor about any advice given that you hear on this podcast. And if you would like to book a discovery call, a free discovery call, to go over everything that's going on with you and to go over how I can help you, please go to my website at amiehornaman.com. The link is always in the show notes. And click on book a call. Choose a time and a day that's right for you. And we will see how we can help you. Thanks for listening.